Hey guys, this is Follow E6 for Raise Your Edge, and today I'm together with Cold Smile to give you introduction into variance in poker. So we want to explain first what variance really is, and yeah, you can think about variance as the standard deviation in poker. But first, maybe Cold Smile, you can explain really quick why is poker different than chess? Because both are games, right? And can not everyone win in both games?
Yeah, as if it feels like this example is like about 100, 200 years old, like poker versus chess. What are the differences? But it's a good comparison. Because in chess, the better you play or the better your strategy is, and the more or the bigger the edges you have over your opponent, the bigger you will win or the more often you will win. This correlates. This is like simple math, right? But in poker, you can play like perfectly all day, all week, and you can still lose money because of bad variance. That's just like super possible. And if it wouldn't be possible, then everyone would do it. Everyone would learn crazy poker strategies. Everyone would win, and then sooner or later, nobody would make money anymore.
Good point. Good point. Yeah, I think it's also a great example because when you play against a really good chess player, you would never win, right? Not a single game, never ever in the world.
Impossible.
And in poker, exactly. And in poker, even when you play against the best players in the world, of course, we have a few winning sessions when we play on a constant basis, even against the best players in the world, right? No problem, because there is variance. You can just go all in with some hands. And of course, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. This is a so-called variance.
Yeah. What would you say? How long would it take for me to make absolutely sure when I play like a cash game limit to be a winning player? How long would they take? How many hands would I need to play for that?
Long, really long. So at first, I think you need to understand that the variance is really big. And a lot of the time, people think when they played a few thousand hands, so 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, maybe 10,000 hands, now I can make sure I'm a winning player. I have 20 big blinds. Wow, I'm really crushing. I'm the best player ever. Or after 10K hands, I'm stuck, 10 buy-ins. I'm the worst player ever. How can I lose? I played so great. I'm so sure I'm better than my opponents, but I still lose. How can this be? And the variance is bigger than that. So overall, you can say when you want to look into sample sizes, or if you are a winning player, looking at a smaller sample size than 100,000 hands makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So you need 100,000 hands to get a few informations, and even then, this is not your real win rate, because you always try to improve your game. The variance is really big, but when you are crushing, so let's assume you have 10 big blinds over the 100K hands. And it's really, really unlikely that you are losing after you played 100K hands. So when you are stuck after 100K hands, you can at least say, I'm probably not a 10 big blind winner. When you are a super marginal winner, let's say you just have one big blind, of course you can be stuck after 100K hands, because the variance is crazy when you just have one big blind, right? Because your edge is really, really, really small. And always when the edges are really small, the variance increases, especially into into the negative. So what can I do to beat the variance, Coach? Do you have an advice? How can I make sure to stay on top of the game and be positive after I played so many hands?
So first of all, I think number one advice would be don't worry too much about your win rate. Don't worry too much. I know this is difficult. Don't worry too much about like what kind of sample you have, how big of a winner you are compared to others. See like who has the bigger edge on the field, stuff like that. It will be super meaningless, but it's not also about like only variance and win rate. Is also about you start with a certain skill set at hand zero, and then when you move on after 100K hands and some reviews and some hand analysis, you're always a little bit better than you were like before you played that 100K hands. So it's not really an accurate reflection of your actual win rate. It's just like spot on, more like a spotlight on that particular hand and your skill at that point of time. So basically every time you look at your sample, it's basically meaningless, I would say. So don't worry too much. What you can do is I think show up often, play regularly, don't get rusty, try to improve your game at a regular basis. and you will move up through the stakes. And I wouldn't be like, there's no security, there's no secure number. We could just tell you, play that many hands, have that win rate, then you're crushing, then move up. If I would be, for example, a 3 big blind winner on NL10 or NL25, I know I could do better. I know there's still room for improvement, but if I have the bankroll to have maybe 5 shots at the higher limit, I would take it. And if I would short that with full confidence. So if I have these 5 stacks, I'm ready to lose them. I'm ready to play my best, and I'm ready to not make any drastic changes to my game just because I play a higher limit. So yeah, that's what I would advise for that.
Yeah, good point. Good point. I think also what's super important when you're starting out, not to always blame variance, right? Oh, it's just 30k hands. Yeah, I'm stuck 20 stacks, variance whatsoever. So I think especially when you're starting out, make sure to work often enough on your game, work on a constant basis, and don't focus too much on playing a ton of volume. So instead of playing, for example, 4 Zoom tables, I would definitely prefer 1 or 2 Zoom tables when you're starting out, because you have not already a super defined game plan. You're still learning a ton. Like you mentioned, you're still learning. Even my game is different, right? When I play 100k hands and I play another 100k hands, my game is definitely a little bit different. I definitely learned a few more things, a few new things, and I'm definitely a little bit better than the last 100k hands. So it's never showing you the perfect or the absolute accurate win rate. So yeah, my advice is definitely not to blame variance, just work on your game. And when you really beat the game, you're good enough, at some point in time, the profit will show up. So yeah, you just have to invest the time to learn the game, to really beat your player pool. And yeah, then you're able to win in the long run. This would be my advice.
Yeah, good words to finish. I think that's it for today's video. See you guys in our Discord, and bye bye until next time.
See ya.